So, okay, first thing I'd mention here is your stance is a little bit wide. Now we're getting to the bottom of why you hit a little bit of a weaker, higher shot to the right. And I would actually say right now, which is really exciting, I think you're probably leaving out there with 7-iron, 3 to 4 miles an hour club head speed because of what you're doing.
Right.
Which you're like, okay, well you already hit a great distance, but that's going to unlock even more.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'd like to explore is a bit of backswing, but let's sort of paint the whole picture here. So look at this left side of the screen. Setup's great from down the line, really athletic, really powerful. Club's very closed here, and the arms just work really up.
High. Yeah.
Okay.
Above my head.
Exactly that. Now from here, we work over.
Yeah.
And the club then gets very overplayed. Now the only thing you can do is pull these hands up to try and hit it straight. From face on, this is really interesting, right? You see how you don't release the club at all? Look at your hands.
Yeah.
It's almost like try and go straight.
Yeah.
Whereas we want it to be released, because that's going to give us a little bit more speed, a little bit more power. Let's explain this a little further, and this will probably resonate with a lot of people. That's where your hands start. Now look how high your hands are by the time they get to impact. Now the hands will always raise a little bit, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's limiting club head speed. You're always then playing with a slightly open face. But interestingly, you're very then closed on the way back. So sometimes you can hit that draw, and sometimes it will come out.
Yeah.
But it's in that big word we're all striving for, is consistency.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I know this is something that you've worked on before in the past, but I want to think about it a slightly different way. So we're really going to get you to feel, and it's going to feel crazy, very, very flat, more round. So I'm going to feel that the club's pointing over here.
Yeah.
So if I take this club off you here, and I'm just going to paint this picture of why I really, really like this. So it's almost like if you stood there for us, this is our ball we're hitting. It's almost like our circle is too upright and then in this direction. So everything in the downswing is then trying to compromise that, okay? And trying to save that. Whereas what we're trying to get is that our circle works in a little more around us.
Yeah.
So painting that picture here, it's... and then we're like this, an impact. Rather than what I'm suggesting here is, we're going to try and feel the club works more round. And instead of our left arm just working up, I almost want you to feel like you're putting that left arm, rolling it in this direction from about hip height.
Right.
So it's going to feel like this.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like this to you, but in reality it won't be.
Yeah.
Scary thought, right?
Yes.
So I don't want you to take any shots to start with. I want you just to have a few goes at this feeling, because everybody would look at the downswing and say, okay, we need to improve the downswing. But for me, the downswing is just a coping mechanism to what you're doing in the backswing. So it'd be like wrong of us just to go, right, okay, come on, okay, fix your downswing, because that's not really getting to the bottom of this problem.
Yeah.
So, but I would say making improvements to downswing is something we're probably going to have to do, but you would never be able to unlock that
No.
unless you did this.
Yeah, you got to start with the basic.
Yeah.
The start.
So a little narrower.
Right.
Right, okay. And I want you just to, don't hit the shot. Just really show me from hip height, so go to hip height. Now from here, I want you to imagine, you look at the ball, that this rolls in this direction.
Okay.
Now what does that feel like?
Crushed.
It's safe to say it's probably going to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so really exaggerate, let's do it more. So really feel like you're gonna point your thumbs behind you more.
Like
right,
that?
Yes, now we're talking. So even just do a really slow backswing. Don't even make a shot in the downswing. Right, good. Do it even more. Right. So make me a practice swing now where you... Right, so really pause at the top this time. Right, perfect. Now where does that feel? Like it's pointing? Go on,
that tree over there.
Right, look at this. This is crazy. But this that excites me, because now I'm thinking, right, not this rep, not the first one. That's what we don't want to see. But this one, now I'm like, okay.
See, that's still really high though, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's more than acceptable. So before, your hands were sort of through this.
Yeah.
Look how much closer this is to the body.
Yeah.
The right arm. And look how much more depth we've got. So the hands now are hanging down sort of in the middle of the laces rather than the toes. And what this does is, this is moving our circle, what? More around.
Yeah.
That's a big change, that.
See, it feels like my hands are around here somewhere
100%.
rather than, you know, still up here.
If I hadn't have shown you that, you would have gone, nah, I don't believe you, Alex. That's nowhere near anything what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I love that.
Okay.
That's really good. Really good. Do 2 more reps to me where, okay, that feels like it's, let's put a reference point on the camera, like it's pointing over here. Get it to point even further over down here. Okay. Really exaggerate. More. You could do that 10 times more. 10 times more.
I don't think I can.
You can. So halfway back, pause. Now all I want you to feel like, this is super important, all I want you to feel like, but from here, this is really important, yours still works up.
Right.
I want you to feel like it just rolls over.
Okay.
So watch me here, I'll roll my arm up so you can see, right? So from here, all yours does is works up still.
Right.
From this halfway point, so as our hands pass our hip height, I want you to feel all it does is roll behind you. See the difference in that?
Yeah.
So you've still got an upwards element. Now we're talking.
More like that.
Now we're cooking on gas.
It still feels like I'm waist height. I still feel, oh, I can't even explain it. It just feels.
So go on with me one more version, exaggerated. Double it up again. So from hip height, just work round, not up. Round now, round. There we go.
It feels like my shoulder blades are touching each other.
Here we go. Now look at this, Kate. Now we're going to start hitting some shots. This is what we're trying to get to, right? Not this one. That was your first one.
Okay.
So see what I mean? So from this hip height area, anytime around here, all I want you to feel like it works this way, works this way. It's really important, like it's that feeling there, that way. It's almost like, look at that, I'm rolling it this way, this left arm. Now you forever tried to shorten that backswing, make it more compact, but I don't feel you've gone about it the right way. Better, right? I don't care where this goes. We're gonna look at this and go, I know you play a lot of golf, so slightly narrower. I know you play a lot of golf. I would look at this and go, okay, how do I get my golf even better than what I am? For context, playoff 6 right now.
Yeah.
So very good golfer, but I honestly think you could, I'm not saying you have to get a better swing to get better. What I would say is this helps you unlock a little bit more distance, which we know there's a big correlation with more distance and getting a lower handicap.
Yeah.
Like it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Right? And then to do that, I feel there's going to be a little bit of something to work on to get that.
Yes.
Right, okay. So 5 balls away. I don't care where these go. I want to give us your version. You'll really exaggerate from there, just that's it. So let's say you're making sort of what feels just above hip height swings. It might feel more compact, it might feel like you're rushing it.
Have you seen how long my swing is?
Well, but it's long because you lift. That was ace.
That was absolutely parallel, Kate.
That was so good.
Was it?
That was so good. Like when you watch that back on that video there, that was, I would say, this much shorter than what you were doing.
It feels like I've got to about there.
You were absolutely parallel.
So Scott has just said, Scott's Kate's husband, and just said it was perfectly parallel. Now, to put into context, usually
I'm over here.
I mean, at the top of Kate's swing, she can sometimes see the club head with the driver at the corner of her eye.
Yes.
I'm not
Because it's
surprised.
so long.
Yeah.
Almost John Daly-esque. That was absolutely parallel. Yet to you, Kate, that probably felt like a half swing.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt like I got to about there and stopped.
Perfect. Let's go with that again. Let's do
But
that
then
again.
that's because from there I then turned body rather than arms.
So can you see how I said before, people will be thinking, why have I got 3-4 miles an hour more club head speed? Because you're just lifting, so
Yeah.
this is not engaged. Also, you're having to stop the momentum of the club head to try and make contact with the ball.
Yeah.
Here, you're like, right, okay, now I'm loaded, and it just almost, I don't want to say you can free wheel it into the ball, but you're going to be in a situation where you're like, okay, I don't have to think about it as much.
All I need now to do is just turn my body.
And what a lovely place that would be,
Yeah.
right?
You don't have to
Now, I
worry
know
about what
that-
your arms are doing. It's just turn your body and hit the ball.
Exactly. Now I know there's a bit of work with that, but right, okay, let's go 4 more. From this point here, as soon as they pass hip height, they just work round. Now this excites me because I know it feels strange. Ace, brilliant. That's what I want to see. Slightly narrower stance. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Not right.
No. And that's half the battle.
But that shot would play all day long on the course.
Yeah,
For sure.
because the right one doesn't go as far, which then means I'm playing an extra shot to get to the green, and it's just killing my strokes.
So, do a practicing again for me. I'm going to stand here, don't hit this one. from just hip height, pause at hip height, now just work round. Look at the ball though. That's it, that's the feeling. That feels crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's the feeling. And the reason why it's long is there's too much
Yeah, arms in the air.
this.
Right.
Awesome shot. Where's the baby drawback?
Yeah.
But your club face is already so strong, we just get the path better. You're going to see that shot all the time.
Yeah. Cool, I like.
I like it too. I'm going to say to you though, I think you can do it way more.
Jesus.
So for 2 more, right, literally hip height, I'm going to video this one.
Yeah.
I don't care where the ball goes. So I think there's still a bit of that thought where you're right now, I'm going to still be bothered where the ball's going, because that's what everyone does.
Yeah.
But I just want you to, from hip height now, just literally send it around what feels like around your bum, right?
Okay.
Around here. I'm going to video this. So you're going to go to me, right, Alex, I'm going to prove you wrong. I don't think you can get this flat enough. I want you to try and prove me wrong. So even more round than that. You're looking at me like, Alex, I can't do that.
Not sure I can.
Perfect, well done.
It feels alien. Very alien.
So really short, really round. Brilliant golf shot. How good is that shot?
It feels like there's no effort involved as well. I don't feel like I'm trying to kill it.
But you before, I just think you were having to rely on great hand-eye coordination. You were having to stand up, stop the club, find the impact, do this, and it became very reactive to what you were doing before.
Yeah.
Whereas now, again, I go back to that conversation of, I think as you get even better at this, you freewheel this more. So this is that last shot. That's a practice swing. Now this is much better, but yeah, the conversation is do it more. So from here, I would just love it to see it just work this way. Just this way. It still
It
works,
still goes up, doesn't it?
but that's way better.
But it's still up above my head.
But look how exciting this is though. On the way down, where is it not as much? Where's the club head now? Behind your hands,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we're improving how it's coming into the ball.
Yeah.
And where you exited more down the line and released, more importantly, rather than you before at this point, you were
Up. Yeah.
up
Elbow.
and here.
Yeah.
So, right, you're looking at that going, it's high, but look at the knock-on effects on the way down. So you think, okay, if I can do this even more,
Yes.
but I think that's a time process. That's a
Yeah,
ball process.
yeah.
That's you going away and refining this.
Yeah.
Okay, one more. Bit narrower. Ace. Not quite as good.
No.
Not quite as good. But I think that's something that to go away and work on and really refine, that excites me, because you've hit a few shots there where it's like, okay, now we're starting to get that club on the way down to have the benefits of all the great things that you do,
Yeah.
not just a compromise. Awesome.